Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a full in-depth review for Trials. How's Trials doing this season? What I think that could be improved to make Trials a better place for everybody to play. So, without further ado, here we go. So, there's several things that I want to say about Trials, and these are just basically a disclaimer. If you kind of like how the way the ranking system is and how the way you have to level up with these ranking points, kudos to you. So, my issue with this system, alright, and I already voiced it when I did a review for Rift, is it takes so long to level up your reputation. And the fact of most people don't have a 3-stack fire team to go in to get wins back to back. There's a lot of people that do, but there's a good portion of the community that don't. And the people I'm talking about are the casuals. So, my issue is the amount of the ranking, the amount of points you get per match. Unless it's like a double ranking points, times 2 ranking points for Trials that weekend. The only thing that makes it beneficial would be the Passage of Wealth. But the only thing is, you have to, if I'm not mistaken, I think you have to either hit 7 wins to get this to unlock so you can be able to use it. If not, you have to get, I think, 5 wins to get it unlocked. So this basically increases your ranking points on your 3rd, 5th, and 7th win, which is good when you get there. But for the casuals that playing, the likelihood of you getting to them is like almost low because of the fact of you're sitting there grinding. It's going to take twice as long just to get to the 3, 5, and 7. So I think like this itself, this should not just be doing like the increased points. I think it should just be doing increased points off matches you just win. That's what I think. That's how I feel about it. The other thing that I had a complaint with for this season and the previous seasons is the cost. And like the cost for the adept weapon, that should stay the same. The reason why I'm saying that, because it's an adept weapon. Alright, so you already got one adept weapon when you went flawless. You turn your passage in with 250 legendary shards, 50,000 a glimmer, and then 1 Trials engram. That's worth it. So, I won't complain about that. Now, the other part that gets me is when it comes down to focus farming the armor and the weapons. The basic weapons. Not even like the depth weapons or anything like that. I think the price is too costly. Other than the glitch that we had, I think 2 weeks ago, where you could basically dismantle the blue class item and you was getting legendary shards out of it. I didn't take advantage of the exploit. I didn't care for it. I'm just like, whatever. But for the people that like me that didn't take advantage of it, alright, 100 legendary shards is very pricey. It's a very high price, especially if you go and let's say I'm farming a burden of guilt. Alright, and I want one with Vorpal weapon. Alright, so I can either take my engrams that I get from ranking up and run to the Cryptarch, or I can focus farm them. See, the whole issue with the focus farming for me is it costs too much. I think if you're focus farming it, it should be like 50. Just cut the price in half. The reason why is because you're paying 100 legendary shards. You know how long it takes for you to get 100 legendary shards without using any exploits? It takes a lot. And that's not including the bonus that you get for your clan. Where, let's see, where you do this right here, this one. Where the clan vendors challenges have a chance to give you 5 additional legendary shards. So, like, that's cool and all, but at the same time, it's like, alright, that's all I'm going to get? Okay. The other thing is, alright, so I noticed what they did this season. They put bountiful unity. So this is good, but at the same time, you have to play with clanmates to be getting bonus reputation. A lot of the times, I don't play with my clanmates in Trials. And it happens from time to time, because usually you have different time zones, people have different availabilities to play the game and things like that. What I think this should have been, instead of clanmates, it should have been you get a bonus reputation off of just winning Trials matches or just playing trial matches with friends or with a fire team. That way it really benefits everybody in the fire team. Alright, My other issue with Trials, I'm just doing all the issues first, and then I'm going to give you a full, broad review. My other issue with Trials is the fact of freelance has not been like added permanently. The issue with Trials right now, the biggest issue I have with Trials right now, so you have the option to go into Trials, right? So you can go in there, but there's no freelance. Competitive, you see competitive. It has Glory Survival, Freelance, Glory Survival. I don't understand why like we don't have freelance permanently. When Bungie sold the idea of freelance, they didn't tell us it's going to be here every other week. They didn't say nothing about it until freelance came in Trials Lab. And then when they told us, they were like, we're just testing it and see how it runs for right now. Alright, you tested it, you see how it ran for right now. I think now is the time to add it as a permanent addition to the game. The main reason why I'm saying this is, as a solo player going into this, alright, you're matched with 2 random blueberries. Sometimes could be in a fire team, sometimes could be separate. Sometimes they could be even on a different platform. You could be matched with somebody on Stadia while being on Xbox, or match with somebody on PlayStation. How do you get comms? How do you get communication? Versus you playing freelance. Now the entire lobby is like that, so nobody has communication. You just have to understand. All right, my teammate's running this way. I'm going to cover this way. But as a solo player, you got 3 solos literally playing against a 3 stack that is literally all doing the communications. They all have comms up. They're all basically working together to try to get the kill, to outplay each other. And this has been the biggest issue because people complained about this when we had just regular Glory. You will literally go into Glory and you'll get 4 stacks when Glory was 4v4. And it was really annoying, especially when you was trying to go for those pinnacle weapons like Not Forgotten, Luna's Howl, Revoker, Recluse, Mountaintop, and etc. So this is basically like the freelance made it much more simpler for you to play. And even Iron Banner did a freelance, so that way, if you don't have a fire team, but you want to jump in the mode without worrying about running into 6 stacks on fire teams, you go right into freelance. I don't understand why Trials have not implemented it for Trials. I get it, the whole goal is to get people to play with fire team. Okay, cool. But you basically, Bungie, you sold the idea of being freelance where everybody can play without having a fire team. And then you was like, freelance is going to be in Trials. Cool, that was a good idea. But the whole big issue is, alright, let's go play freelance. I'm not playing freelance. I'm literally just playing me by myself, solo, matching up with a possible chance of 2 people in a fire team, or 2 solos, matching against, majority of the time I played a 3 stack. And these guys have high KDs. They play at a higher play level than a lot of people going in there solo, trying to outplay 3 people by themselves with no comms, versus a team that is 3 players together and they all have communications. I don't understand how that was a good idea. Whoever sat down and thought of that idea, you want your casual player to go into mode and have fun. The whole point of the freelancers, you want your player base, even your casuals, to go in there and try to take a shot at going flawless. You want them to take a shot. And that is something I enjoy. I enjoy going in there. And I'm not the only YouTuber that says that they enjoy playing freelance. I literally go in freelance. I think I have the most fun in Trials when I'm in freelance. Why? It pushes me to a level where I have to play off of my teammates without having communication, and it makes it much more of a challenge than me just going against a guaranteed 3 stack where if I kill one, they already know where I'm at because they're communicating exactly where I'm at, versus me going to freelance. I kill one person, they don't know exactly where I'm at, they're just trying to figure out where I'm at, but they're also trying to play off their teammates to keep themselves alive. It added a little bit of challenge to it. The other thing, what I think Bungie should do when it comes down to freelance and the flawless title, which I'm surprised they haven't done because it's basically the same thing over and over again. They need to just get rid of, like, you can keep the exotic passage. I think they just need to add another triumph in here. Like, or take away light for the lost. The reason why I'm saying this, take that away and put a new one. Go flawless in the solo queue lobby. That literally promotes, that pushes a lot more people to go take their chances in freelance. That pushes any person that considers themselves a PvP sweat or a PvP god or professional. They'll take themselves, they'll go run in there, they'll try to play against with no comms and try to win trials, try to get flawless. It pushes people to try something new than just always running together super stack. You know? And I think the freelance not being lacking inside the season is the biggest mistake that Bungie has going on right now for trials. So now I'm going to give you my full honest review. So when it comes down to like leveling up trials, you do get a bunch of powerfuls if you're under light level, and this is very good that they did this. The other thing is you get upgrade modules at level 4, you get enhancement prism at level 7, and then you get another upgrade module, and then you get a golf ball for your reset, which is a Cinder Shard, which is very, very good. I actually kind of like that because this gives people resources to allow them to infuse their armor up or level up their weapon or armor. This gives people more like resources to add to their little bank over here. So it gives you resources. So I'll say that is amazing that they add that to it. The other thing that they added is when you're on your flawless card and you go flawless, when you open up the chest, you get a golf ball. You get a golf ball, and if you don't have the Trials Memento, you get a Trials Memento as well. Which is amazing. That's something that I actually was like, alright, cool. Bungie's coming up with like other unique ways to give you like a special shader for weapons that you forge. That is amazing. Your craftable weapons have 3 unique shaders, and I wonder if they might change them out, but you basically get 3 unique shaders in forms of mementos, which is a good idea. You know, you get the Trials Memento, you got the Gambit Memento, and you got the Vanguard Memento. And this memento is beautiful. It's gold. It's just straight solid gold. When it comes down to the passages are actually pretty fair when it comes down to it. Usually, a lot of people go for the Mercy. There's sometimes where you see somebody with Ferocity, but majority of the time, a lot of people go for the Mercy. Mercy is very good because when you lose one, if it gives you for a loss, so that way you can have a chance to get a flawless, it makes it much easier for you to chain the 7 wins without losing. Now, the weapons. So, I had a fair enough time to play with both the fusion rifle and the sidearm. The fusion rifle and sidearm do feel unique to their own archetype, and the sidearm as well. And I was actually kind of happy when they brought this sidearm model back, because I remember the sidearm from Forsaken. And I forgot the darn name of it. I'm gonna go take a quick look, and I'll tell you the name of the sidearm, because I have it, and I think I just went by it. Smuggler's Word. So I used to play with the Smuggler's Word back in Forsaken when that season was out. I think that was like a year or 2. And it was a pretty decent sidearm. It wasn't bad. It wasn't the best because you had other sidearms that did the killing a little bit better, but it did. But for a 2 burst, it did what it did. I don't think the 2 bursts became a big thing until we got Breachlight, and that's when a lot of people realized the 2 bursts are actually really, really potent. So when it comes down to the weapons this season, they both are very, very good. And even this fusion rifle, it plays in its own range and its own archetype. It plays its own archetype very well, especially for the adaptives. The adaptives are not that great. Like, they are like the mediocre group of the fusion rifles. Like, you can get them, try to kill somebody with it. There's sometimes they won't kill, sometimes they will. But with this fusion rifle, it opens up so many doors. Like, you have perpetual motion. You also can get one with elemental capacitor, and let's say you run Void, you got a lot of stability. You got Chill Clip for PvE on it. You also have Vorpal Weapon for PvE on it. So it gives you options for a lot of things you can go after for this fusion rifle. So it's not bad at all. And this sidearm has so many good choices for it, especially for PvE combos. If you want to actually take this in PvE, you can run Demolitionist and Adrenaline Junkie together and make like a grenade build, especially for next season, because this is an arc sidearm. So if they do drop arc 2.0 or 3.0, this will probably be amazing if they end up doing like how they did similar to how the way we got Incandescent. It might be something similar to that. So I'll give Bungie A+ for that. When it comes down to the gameplay this season, though, so far, it has not been the greatest, and that's just from me, my standpoint of me playing, me going flawless this weekend. The main reason why I say it has not is because we've still been waiting for this freelance to be a permanent part of Trials. You want this to be a part of Trials to keep those numbers up. My issue is, why should you have to go to an LFG group to find a team where freelance should be a permanent addition to playing Trials? You should have to go to LFG or try to find some guy or some great super sweat to take you flawless or even play with you so you can go flawless. Why not go into freelance? This gives an opportunity for a lot of players to get better, to improve on their weaknesses, in PvP. And this is coming from me. I play a lot of PvP, ridiculously. I play traditionally PvP. I've been a PvP player since this game came out and since D1. All I play is PvP. So I think like this will allow a lot of people to get better at Trials. Why? One, now you have to play off your teammates that you don't have no communications with. The most you have is maybe the voice chat if they happen to have a mic, or the text chat if they know how to, they have the next gen, or how to open up the text chat so that way you can type among yourself. But at the same time, know how long it takes to type to another player. Hey, watch out, they're to the left. By the time you do that, the enemy team already pushed them because it takes time to type. So I just think overall, I think Bungie, what they need to do is bring freelance back to this mode. Like, just put freelance permanently in Trials, even if they got rid of comp, because comp is going to be useless anyway. I think another season and comp is basically useless because they're taking away the Unbroken title. So it's like, all right, if you get rid of Unbroken, I think they need to rework the Flawless seal, since they're getting rid of the Unbroken seal, and add in the spot of Lost of Light, or leave it light for the Lost, and just put you go flawless in the solo queue while having that emblem on. That would make a lot more sense than, you carry people to the lighthouse, or you take somebody to their very first lighthouse ticket and you do 2 of them. Because once you do that, once you get that done, you're gonna basically just be sitting there with a gilded flawless title the first Trials. This makes it more of a challenge for the PvP sweats and the casuals. Why? One, they have to get the flawless in the first place to get the emblem. So once they get the flawless, they get the emblem. All right, now they got the emblem. All they got to do is get another flawless. They can get another flawless from either from Friday to Saturday, or wait till the following reset so they won't want to play in the flawless pool. Put the emblem on, go flawless. There you go. So these are the little things that I think Bungie can do to improve Trials as a whole. So my review at the end of the day with this, I'm going to give Bungie basically a solid B+. It's because the weapons are pretty decent this season. They're not the best. They're not like game changer. They're not like broken meta and you have to use these or craziness. And I would never tell anybody you must use this. But they're not like something like, hey guys, check this out. This is the best sidearm in the game. Hey guys, check this out. This is the best fusion rifle in the game. They do what they do in their archetype. This is something that I actually been wanting Bungie to do for a minute, because Bungie has not been putting any new weapon archetypes into Trials. So now we actually have an aggressive burst sidearm. Now we have the adaptive frame fusion rifle. What I want to see now is maybe a rapid fire pulse rifle. If not a rapid fire, give me adaptive fire. Give me adaptive fire pulse rifle. Give me a heavy hitting scout. Give me a heavy hitting sniper. Put it in the secondary slot. Give me a rapid fire auto. So those are the things that Bungie really need to do. Bring more weapon archetypes into Trials. Because this is the first sidearm we had in Trials ever. So I think Bungie is on the right step with this, and this is why I gave them a B+, is because they're going the right path by adding new weapon types to Trials. Because when it comes down to it, if we go over here real quick, when it comes down to it, alright, these are all new weapons that drop with Trials right here. Alright, we had the Summoner, we had the Astral Horizon, Exile's Curse, Tomorrow's Answer, Eye of Soul, and the Scholar. And then you had, the Igneous Hammer, you had, the Igneous Hammer, and I think that was the other weapon, I think that was the last gun they added, that was like, before the last two they added, the Scout Rifle, the Rapid Fire Scout, yeah, it was only one weapon they added, the Rapid Fire Scout. So I think this is basically a good push that Bungie is doing. I just hope they bring more weapon types to Trials. That's all I want. When it comes down to the armor set, I'm not feeling any of the armor set at all. What you want to do is make your players feel and look badass when you go into Trials. Alright, my thing is this. Alright, I'm going to go over to the Eververse store for a split second. So, my thing is this, right? If you look at this, alright, this armor, in my opinion, looks 10 times better than the Trials armor without any of the glove. It looks more badass than a baboon helmet for a hunter. I think they should go back to the original art style when it comes down to Trials. Have the armor based off scarabs. Even Anubis. You can do all that kind of Egyptian style. And the fact that Bungie have not been taking advantage of that, it's just mind-blowing. You have badass looking armor, different armor sets sitting in the store, right? But then when it comes down to it, you go into Trials, and it's just like, meh. But then you can buy this badass looking Solar 3.0 armor, and this looks badass. I'm not even gonna lie. This armor itself, they did a really good job with it. It looks way better than the Trials armor, and it shouldn't be that way. It should be the other way around. The Trials armor, you go into Trials to try to get this armor and the weapons, you want to look like a badass when you walk out, not look like, I'm in Lion King, I'm the baboon from Lion King, and I'm about to lift Simba up over the cliff. So this is basically my honest review on Trials. One last thing before I step away from this video, and the video is going to be done. There's literally no point to do Trials bounties. There's no point at all. You can literally go to do any other bounty other than Trials bounties. I think what Bungie need to do, instead of just giving you XP, they should reward you rank points from the bounties at the same cost, and just make the ranks very low. So just you get like 10 to 15 rank points. This will boost you up a little faster as you go on a non-XP weekend. The reason why I'm saying this is because without the double XP weekend, it feels like a slow creep of you literally just sitting there trying to get your wins, trying to get reputation. And the thing that makes it even more worse is, so when you lose, there's a chance of you not getting any XP. So it's like every other match you will get reputation. And I think they need to make it that you get reputation regardless of you win or lose. It shouldn't be every other match, or a chance of you not getting it, a chance of you getting it. You're going in there for the farm and for the loot. You want players to have fun when they go in there. Freelance is one of the things that allow people to have so much fun in there. Adding more weapon types and weapon archetypes that we've never seen before in Trials will make it much better. What else? And better, definitely way better looking armor. Like, I'll give it to them because they literally came up with this armor really quickly and it was done. I give it to them. But I think they need to go back to the drawing board. Alright, and I get they don't want to repeat the same design. You don't have to repeat the same design to make Trials unique. The thing that made a lot of people drawn to the Trials, the original Trials of Osiris armor, is the uniqueness to it. It had that, look at this. It had that Egyptian, it had an Egyptian snake, it had the Osiris symbol, and then it had like it looks like an Egyptian shield. It had that aesthetic to it that it made it look so good, regardless of what shader you put on it. And I think that's what we're missing when it comes down to Trials. Well, guys, if you agree, comment down below. Let me know what you think about this topic. You guys have yourselves an awesome night. And I'll catch you guys out there in Trials this weekend, guys. Later.